All right, we're recording. So today I'm gonna be telling everyone how I printed on a day like this, where it's very choppy. There's very little setups, but I'm gonna go through it now for everybody. Um, can you go on mute, by the way, if possible, because there's just some background noise for everyone who's unmuted. Yeah, thank you. All right, so let me see. Going into the day, I'm gonna go to 9:30. So this trade right here is the trade I took like just off my discretion. I'm gonna delete this for the video because I'm gonna show only FEGC. Um, all right, so as you can see, right before market open, this is what we have. We have resting London lows. Since those London lows, we pumped about 300 points, but we did all of that within these bearish gaps. So to me, these bearish gaps are kind of not really so significant because look, we literally all of them failed to send us lower. We're just continuing to go up whilst leaving these bullish gaps. So I marked all of these out in the, you can see my bias as well on the daily bias channel. I think my bias was right today. I said we would open up, come down, and then go up to London highs. So far we've done the come up part and the come down part. Now we're just kind of waiting, but doesn't matter now because we're already done for the day. So this is everything. I want market to open up, come down, then send us higher. So let's go to the 30-second. So I'm gonna print out market open, and you guys actually, so still working on the signals indicator, but the DOLs one is already released for everyone who wants to go buy it, and that's what's marking out all of these draws here. So we open up, and we open up higher instantly. And what do? We sweep out all of these highs that are within this 1 hour gap and 1 hour intermediate high. So now I'm looking for shorts for sure. And as you can see, the indicator marks out the 930 high and low. We instantly take out our 930 high, leaving the 930 low. And we get all these long setups. This long setup fails here. We get everything. And now we start pumping up, going towards London highs. And proving that we don't really want to see anything with these gaps. But the only way I'll be confirmed longs is if we either come down to this 5-minute or if we inverse all of this. So I'm waiting till 10 a.m. here. And we have no short setup just yet, as you can see. 10 a.m. is, oh no, we still got ages. All right, so I'm just gonna wait. Now I'm waiting also for the opening range. Maybe you can get an opening range play. And here we go. Opening range opens, and of course our indicator marks it out perfectly. As soon as it's 9:45, we get the opening range low, which is also the 9:30 low, and this is how it looks with the indicator. And we have our opening range high. Now, I took this on an eval. This was just a discretion trade. I don't teach this. It's just based off my discretion. But ignore this. We're only looking for FEGC setups. We took opening range highs, and I definitely thought we would take out those London highs, but we never did, and we just fully edged. And I'm still looking and waiting for shorts, at least until we tap this 5-minute here, but no shorts are given. We get, yeah, literally, we get this long, but obviously fails because we want shorts. This is why the rules are important. All right, here, 10 a.m. opens now. So where's 10 a.m. open? Right here. So peep this. This is how it looks right before 10 a.m. We open 10 a.m. here. And now look at that. We get our 6 a.m. high displayed for us just perfectly with our indicator. If we go on the 4-hour, we have, this is 6 a.m. Let the indicator load. Alright, whatever, it doesn't want to load, the Wi-Fi is bad. But if you see, it's marked out perfectly as the 6 a.m. high. Now we have 6 a.m. high and London highs very close to each other, so I really kind of want to see us come down into this, then longs to this. And then if we also look here, all of those bearish gaps are inverse except for this one last 5-minute. So until this 5-minute inverses, or at least until we come down to here, I'm only looking for shorts. So now I'm just waiting for shorts. Still nothing. Now here we got this short. This short to me is invalid by my rules because look, there's no top wick on this candle, as you can see. Therefore, since there's no top wick, I do not want to take this, and I'd rather just wait for it to, if it does play out, tap this for longs. So I don't know if you get stopped or if it plays out. I'm pretty sure it plays out. So regardless, now we tap this 15-minute. I'm looking for longs. We tap this 5-minute, still longs. But what do? We start chopping around and just being so weird. We still get no long setup. Yeah, we're literally getting nothing. We get, yeah, literally still nothing for longs. Now we just open up this 30-minute, still waiting for longs. Even off that 30-minute, longs would be good. We get this setup here for shorts, but firstly we're looking for longs, and we failed to close below this gap. So yeah, it chops up after that. Now going towards our setup, this is what's very controversial for everybody. We tap this 30-minute, so everyone thinks, oh, we're looking for longs, because we just retapped all of the intermediate lows within these gaps, and we just tapped this fresh 30-minute. So now definitely everyone's saying, oh, longs. So now after making that, we get a bullish reaction out of that gap. So now we create within that gap this intermediate low. We have our bullish reaction, and now this is the only reason I took this trade, and it's literally one word: DOL, draws on liquidity. The reason why I took this is because this trade delivers us perfectly and a bit more in range with a 930 low and opening range low, both at which have a very high chance of hitting, because there's a 92% chance that 930 low isn't the low of New York, and there's a 98% chance that one of the opening range gets hit. We did hit this opening range high, but meaning this opening range had less of a chance, but just like look at them, they're stacked onto each other, the 930 and ORL. I have so much like reason for this to hit, and another reason why I have so much of it to hit is look, all of these bullish gaps, they sent price higher, but they all chopped up, so they're not really holding so well, just based off of what you can see. That's not even something you need to learn, just look at it. And this 5-minute has held and sponsored all of this whole move is held up by this 5-minute. So I'm like, okay, wait, there's actually a chance I would say this is an A setup. So yeah, we do tap this 30-minute. We create this intermediate low, which I use as BE, and we have very strong liquidity resting below. And we also open this hourly, which potentially later on we will tap before we go up, because this is a very, very slow day. So we get a great displacement candle for our entry, and we also inverse this. So this literally, and the stop loss size is good. This doesn't break any rules apart from the fact that we're inside of a high time frame gap, which could send price higher. But just based off of trader knowledge, not any rules, nothing mechanical, off of trader knowledge, you can see that these gaps aren't really delivering price high at all. If they were, just tapping this gap here or this gap would have sent us up here. None of them did. When we tapped the 5-minute and 15-minute, did it deliver us high? No. None of these are delivering us high to London highs or 6 a.m. highs. So definitely thought this is going to play out. And I was also thinking, before we want to go up, we would at least want to take out this last little bit of liquidity before going up. So now, as you can see here, we get this setup. And I took this on paper because I already made what I needed for consistency on the day with my own discretion intuition play. And I was actually debating if I should start teaching everyone discretion and intuition, so everyone's able to actually take trades not just based off of strategy, but out of their sheer knowledge. Because like here, where was the trade I took? Here. So just based off my discretion, I it was somewhere around here I took the trade. I knew we would come down into this 5 minute because this 15 minute is failing to send price high and we're displacing low. So I literally, we saw this little inversion, saw that we had great bearish displacement, so I entered and I took TP at the CE of this 5 minute, and yeah, I made 700 just by doing that. So that's just some discretion. And then I also took this discretion play towards these opening range highs. I saw that we were about to open our opening range highs here, and we inversed this gap here, so I entered on this candle, had my stops at this swing, and I knew opening range highs would open and be this high, and I figured that since we're so close to those highs, we'd instantly take them, and we instantly did, so I hit TP just based off that. So yeah, I'm debating if I should start teaching everyone discretion and how to look at the markets better and have literally their own entries just based off drawn liquidity, because one of the biggest things when you're trading discretion and intuition is your drawn liquidity. You wouldn't just take a trade to some simple buy side or sell side. You'd want context behind it. Like this 5 minute, the only reason I took a trade to it is because this 15 minute was failing to deliver, so I knew we needed to tap this. Look, we tapped it, we got a little bit of a reaction out of it. And then our opening range lows, I knew if we want to go lower, we'd at least take the opening range highs or these London highs before going lower. But we only took the opening range highs before going lower, which is what I targeted anyway. But I took this trade on paper just for testing. But if I would have taken this on a fresh eval, I would have taken this with 4 cons or 3 cons, whichever your prop firm allows, to try pass this in one trade. So if I'm trying to pass in one trade, I would have done 4 cons. If I needed to half pass because of consistency, I would have done 2 cons. And then if I was on an XFA, I probably would have done 1 or 2 cons as well. But anyways, I took this now. When slightly a slow delivery, but also something else that gave me more reason to believe this trade would work was, look at this. We created this gap here, another gap, and we wicked it perfectly and it sent price lower. So you get another FEGC entry at this candle, but we prioritized this one over it because it was earlier anyways. So literally, I'm break even here. Very good. And if this were to get inversed, I would manually close, but I'm already break even anyway. So this trade idea relies on this gap. If this gap gets inversed, this trade idea is invalid. If it delivers price lower, it's valid. So then we take out our opening range 930 lows and opening range lows. We edge TP like crazy, but no fuss, we still end up hitting. So that was trade of the day using the FEG strategy paired with my rules. So yeah, for everyone wondering, this was trade of the day, and as you can see, our drawn liquidity indicator marks it out perfectly. And yeah, so very, very good. This was literally all this chop just for this towards almost end of session 10:45 trade to play out. So yeah, that's why I took it. It did break a rule, but drawn liquidity was stronger. So yeah. So for everyone wanting to learn this strategy and how you can take setups like this with the right rules and have a very high win rate, join the Discord, link in description. And maybe I will start also teaching discretion and how to view the market towards a drawn liquidity and how to be able to take setups just based off of your knowledge without a setup. And so far, I've had a high win rate just by my own intuition. And today I hit TP twice by just trading my own intuition because I didn't see any FEGC setups. But when we did see a setup, it printed. So FEGC printed today and my own intuition and discretion printed. So I'm going to start teaching both of these in my Discord. And yeah, that's how you could have caught trade of the day. Our indicator is dropping soon. I'm still currently working on it. These are our 2 versions right now. This is should be done by tomorrow or tonight, completely and ready to release for public. I'm just gonna have a few people get early access to backtest it and see if there's any flaws with it or anything that goes against my rules so I can fix it. But yeah, this is how it looks. You guys can have a little sneak peek. These are all the settings. You have all the rules. You have all the customability. But that's everything for now. You guys will see more later when it gets released. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining, and I'll catch you in the next one.